commission that was set up. They relegated Feohanagh from senior ranks down to intermediate ranks, and they can bounce back into senior status at the very first attempt. That's if they win tonight, of course. We'll give a run down the Feohanagh team. John Quaid's in goal, John Lynch, John McAuliffe and John Kinney in the full back line, with Pat O'Grady, John Flanagan and Jack Noonan making up the half-backs. Mike Sweeney and the minor Shamie O'Keefe will man the centre field berth, with Brendan Butler, Tommy Quaid and John Madigan in the half-forward line. Christy Phillips, he's another minor, and Thomas Quaid and Jerry Quaid make up the full forward line. So, all's in readiness here at a splendidly appointed Newcastle West hurling field, and it's looking in great shape, and we've been blessed with the evening because sun's shining, so we're looking forward to a good game. And the referee is the man from the East Division, PJ McNamara from Doon. This is PJ's first county final assignment, and I don't think he could have got a tougher one, because we could have some hard hurling here tonight. Hard but fair. That's the Feohanagh side we're looking at. Feohanagh team that back around the start of the 80s won the county junior title, and a few years later in 85 it was Ardaugh's turn to win the junior. And of course they also win senior, having won the junior, and they were relegated at the start of the season as well. Both teams vying for the Michael Fox Memorial Trophy tonight. First time it's been played for, and in memory of Michael Fox, who was instrumental in setting up this intermediate division, as I say, at the start of the year. So, all's in readiness. For what promises to be a most entertaining game. These Feohanagh boys, that's the toss up in the middle. John Mack and Richard Wolfe. So that's gone. Yeah. And I think they'll play as they are. No. They will have to turn about in actual fact. Feohanagh will be playing from right to left in this first half, with the air of the sun at the back. No wind blowing, perfect evening for hurling. As I said, I suppose that sun could be the only problem shining into the goalie's eyes as we await the throw-in for this, the 1988 county intermediate final. That's Paul O'Connor there in the middle, and alongside him Tim Crowley, of course, and directly opposed by Shamie O'Keefe, the youthful Shamie, a minor, and of course he'll be on duty on Thursday night when Feohanagh take on Blackrock in the county minor hurling semi-final. Mike Sweeney is there as well, one of the more experienced members of this Feohanagh side. So PJ McNamara looking around to see that everything is in readiness for this clash of the keenest of rivals, Ardagh and Feohanagh, in the 88 county intermediate final. Yeah, and this ball's in, the game's on, and first into the attack, and it's a first broken hurley there. Jimmy Duggan's hurley gone into the middle there. That's Jimmy Duggan in actual fact over there going for the ball. Pat O'Grady comes away with it, the number 5, getting his stroke away. Locked in there, Tommy Quaid is there. Brendan Butler's there as well, and that's Jack Noonan stalemate in around the field. Oh, John Flanagan clipping that in the air, dropping it down there. Tom Herden, full back, playing way out. He's being pulled out over the far side of the field. Pat O'Grady going for it. Pat O'Grady is being fouled since the referee, PJ Mack, and that'll be the first free of the game. John Flanagan will take this one. John out of action early in the year through illness, but he's back in the fold again, dropping that ball away to the corner. You can see the sun there affecting the players in the corner. Brendan Butler's there, Tommy Quaid as well. Thinks Brendan Butler has it, trying to get his throw in a high one. Huge effort from Brendan Butler. Good score from Brendan Butler. the right half forward, evading his marker there. Tom Hartlett and shooting that one over the bar. Good score for Brendan Butler. From the very wing, very corner, high and over. That's Davy Wolfe with the puck out, dropping it down here. Richard Wolfe underneath the number 10 and Jack Noonan breaking through his Paul O'Connor. Paul O'Connor going with the ball, Shamey Keith after him. Paul O'Connor, oh, he's going right through. Flicks the ball through there. As far as Michael O'Connor, oh, answering Brendan Butler's point very, very quickly indeed, shooting that one over the bar. Paul O'Connor making the initial breakthrough, releasing the ball to Michael O'Connor, his brother of course, and Michael making no mistake with that one. 1 point each. Here as the sun splashed to Newcastle West. Perfect evening for Hurling. As John Quaid gets ready with the puck out. John who made way for Joseph Quaid for a few matches earlier in the year. Ball dropping down. Bobbling around the air down. Brendan Butler gets it again. Trying to make room for himself. He's hooked this time by Tim Crowley. Ball over the far side of the field. Running for Mike Sweeney, the number 9. Hitting that ball right into the corner. Tommy Quaid. Oh, flicks up. Nice ball back to Brendan Butler. Brendan Butler taken out of the game by Jimmy Duggan, I think. There's Jimmy wearing number 21 in his back. And it's a chance for Tommy Quaid to regain the lead for the Feohanagh. Way out in the corner. Difficult one, about 40 yards out. Shooting low and good and straight. Good point from Tommy Quaid straight over the bar. So that's Feohanagh 2 points and the Ardagh just the 1. So a bright opening to this intermediate final. With 3 minutes gone. Davy Wolfe with the puck out, dropping that one short down his own 70. Paul O'Connor's underneath it, flicking it on there. Jack Noon's trying to cut it off. Michael O'Connor coming to him as well. Jack Noonan gets there, flicks that ball. Down here's running fast Jimmy Duggan. Or Richard Wolfe, it is the number 10 of course. Richard Wolfe to Mike O'Connor. O'Connor going through. There's 3 Feohanagh in there. Richard Wolfe flicking the ball through. Boy, as far as John Flanagan cutting the danger out. Christy Phillips, the young lad, the minor, doesn't get the full force behind that one. It's still bobbling around the square. Oh, back right across the square. Tommy Quaid runs in a goal. A goal for the Feohanagh men. Christy Phillips made the initial breakthrough that time. He's missed his shot, landed in around the square. It broke to Tommy Quaid, and from the edge of the square, Tommy Quaid made no mistake with that one. It's 1-2 now, 1 point for Ardagh. Davy Wolfe by far the busier of the 2 keepers, getting better length into this one. Drops down, Tim Crowley flicks it on, but John Flanagan back there. Oh, he falls over. Mishits that one. Michael O'Connor puts the ball right in there. Pat Mulliner bearing down the goal. Oh, well blocked down there by John Lynch, and the ball got away by the vigilant Feohanagh defenders. Going goes past Paul O'Connor. O'Connor coming through. Shamey Keith is there, as is Jimmy Duggan. Ball breaking here. So that's Tim Crowley along the round. Jack Noonan quickening up the play, delivering that ball into the corner to Christy Phillips. Christy Phillips with Pat Mullins in close in this. Tom Harper gets that one away. Good hurling. Good spate of hurling here now. Paul O'Connor trying to make room with that one, dropping it right into the middle there. The big full forward Jim Wolfe is out. That ball going out. Ushered out over the line by John Mack, and that'll be a 65 for the Ardagh men. Bright opening here at Newcastle West. Some good hurling, and it'll be Paul O'Connor will take this one. 1-2 to a point. And I think that's the 60th. Linesman not sure as to the placing of the ball. Chance for Paul O'Connor. Oh, mishitting that one in low. Says Michael O'Connor. Oh, it's Tim Crowley in actual fact. Blocked down there by Mike Sweeney. Back helping out the back's good ball from Sweeney here. That's out John Madigan. And Paddy Dowling breaks to... Oh, Paul O'Connor hitting it off the stick and gone to the right and gone wide. Still 1-2 to 1 point here at Newcastle West, and that goal from Tommy Quaid separating the sides. 6 minutes gone. 88, county intermediate final. Oh, huge puck out from John Quaid, dropping it right down Tommy Quaid. Mickey Molnar's there on the but Tommy Quayle gets it, has the ball's hand, turns, has all the time in the world, holding the ball, and he's hurling and hitting that one over the bar. Tommy Quayle very much unsung tonight for the Feohanagh, 1-3 to a point. And full back, Tommy Hearn is down there. Seems to have gone over an ankle or a knee when he came out to challenge Tommy Quayle. And this could be bad news for the Ardagh if Tommy Hearn has to go off. And the magic spray being applied. Testing it, and standing very gingerly on that leg is Tommy Hearn, but feels he's fit to take up his place. In the heart of the defence. Davy Wolf trying to bring Jimmy Duggan into the play over there, landing at the feet of Jimmy Duggan, and Pat Grady called up there for a free on Jimmy Duggan, and give a chance for Paul O'Connor to strike another one from around there. It's the 70-metre line over there. Paul O'Connor, that's just inside the Feohanagh 65-metre line. And he's hitting it again, dropping it short. Goes as far as Michael O'Connor, or as Jim Wolfe. And breaking for goal, he's pulled back, says the referee. Jim Wolfe there bearing down the goal. That'll be a penalty, I'd imagine, for the Ardagh men. And a chance for Michael O'Connor. What will he go for? Yes, all out, says PJ McNamara. Yeah. Right. No. And Michael O'Connor, will he be entrusted with it? No, in actual fact, it's Pat Molnar. Pat Molnar, of course, I've seen that man playing goal before, but tonight he fills the corner forward position. I'm not sure he was the original goalie with the Ardagh. Pat bending, striking. Oh, and that ball flashing over the bar. Molnar bringing all his strength to bear into that one and shooting it up over the crossbar. 1 goal and 3 points now to 2 points to the Ardagh. With about, I'd imagine, 8 minutes gone. And John Quayle with a chance to launch another one of his huge puck outs, and you just look at that dropping down there. Mickey Molnar's underneath it. That's it out as Paul O'Connor. O'Connor left-handed down on the wing to Pat Molnar. Molnar flicks it first time across the other corner forward. Mike O'Brien, but John Kinney getting it away down. When he starts Mickey Molnar. Molnar clearing that one. Huge effort into the half forward line in there. Oh, PJ Max sees an PJ McNamara referee sees an indiscretion in there. John Kinney fouled. This is the referee, and it will be a free out for the Feohanagh men. 1-3 to 2 points, and some anxious Feohanagh minters here in front of us. John Quayle way out from his own goal to take this one. He could send this one. No, I don't think it will go over. A huge effort, a dangerous ball dropping right down into the heart of the Ardagh defence. Mike Sweeney bearing down on that ball, but he was fouled by Tim Crowley, and this is a chance for Tommy Quayle from straight in front of the goal. I doubt if Tommy will make any mistake with this one. 1-3 to 2 here on a splendid evening for Hurling. Tommy, his usual stance, striking it. Oh, gone over the bar. I thought there was a tail in it, but no, that one safely on its way over the bar. 1 goal and 4 to 2 points. And referee PJ Max calling for an Ardagh ball. Davy Wolfe with the puck out, and he's not getting as much lint into him as John Quayle. He's hitting him very, very high indeed. Dropping out here. John Madigan, Paul O'Connor there. Paul O'Connor ploughing alone furrow at in the middle of the field for the Ardagh men. And Paul O'Connor shoving the ball up. see Shamie O'Keefe going into the full forward line, I'd imagine, with Jerry Quaid coming out, Paul O'Connor, huge effort right across the far side of the field. Underneath there's Jimmy Duggan, Pat Molnar's there as well, flicks a nice ball out there, so Jimmy Duggan turns, shoot, it's gone to the left and gone wide. 11 minutes gone, and Ardagh very much in control at the moment. Early days yet, of course. Another huge effort from John Quaid. He's dropping that ball down the half-back line. Gone back for Tom Hartnett. Only as John Flanagan picking that one up with ease, blocked down by Paul O'Connor. There's a rare old tussle going on over there. Mickey Mulner is in there. Stalemate all there, flicked on by Pat Grady as far as Brendan Butler, a hand pass through the middle. No one there for the Feohanagh minder. Tommy Hearn is at the stair. Fouls, says referee PJ Mack. And it'll be a free out for the Ardagh. With Mickey Mulner, the taker. Mickey Manning to sit on back position tonight. Jerry Quaid out from the corner. Paul O'Connor's there. Oh, Paul O'Connor goes for low, and this time John Mack is there. They're content to Feohanagh to let that one off. Good low ball from Paul O'Connor, but it's gone harmlessly wide. John Quaid. Huge effort again. He's muddling. I wouldn't fancy standing under those ones. Mickey Mulner's probably breaking there. Christy Phillips coming across from the corner. Running into the corner, takes his shot. Oh, good ball in there. Tommy Quaid right across the goal. There's Shamie Keefe. Oh, Shamie Keefe taken out of the game by Tom Hartnett. And one of the other supporters says that he played for that. I don't think so. He was bundled over. Danger there for the Ardagh. 1-4 to 2 points. Good ball from Christy Phillips in from the corner. As far as John Madigan, I think it was, they got or Tommy Quaid, it was, or Thomas Quaid, the full forward. Released the ball to Shamie Keefe, who's gone in the corner now to release Jerry Quaid for midfield duty. And Shamie Keefe was bundled over. Penalties, there's only 3 standing in the goal down there. And so I'd imagine it is a penalty. There's only 3 standing in the goal. He was appointed in the square. So it must be a penalty, and Tommy Quaid 1-4 to 2 points. Goal here could open up a big lead for the Feohanagh men. And that sun is right into the Ardagh men's eyes. And he's standing right over it. He's going for a goal, Jim, I think, and he gets it. Tommy Quaid billowing the net with that one, sticky it at the back of the net. No hope at all for the Ardagh backmen there. 2 goals and 4 points to 2 points. And Ardagh would badly want to get some scores and get back into this game because they're in trouble at the moment. And the man who scored the 2 goals, the man himself, Tommy Quaid. 2-4 to 2 points, and the Ardagh men will have to do something to pull this one now. 14 minutes gone, and it's 10 points to 8 points in it. Middle of the field, Jerry Quaid releasing a good ball into the corner. Shamie Keefe there, very, very quick. These Feohanagh forwards. That's Christy Phillips coming for Christy with with John Ahern after him. Release the ball back across the square. Richard Wolfe is there. Richard getting the ball up there to Michael O'Connor. Michael O'Connor not getting much change from John Flanagan, centre back. Pat Grady is across from his other wing. Jimmy Duggan in close attendance. Dropping that ball in there. John Ahern trying to control it in there. He does well. Flicks the ball as Mickey Mulner. Mulner shot blocked down there. Blocked down well by John Madigan. Bobbling around there. It's Paul O'Connor. Back from midfield to help out the backs. Delivering that ball in there. Mike O'Brien trying to get some change from John Kinney. It's Jack Noonan comes in and cleans it up. Feohanagh in total command. They're playing Shamie Keefe's corner. Pat Mullins is out there as well. It's Brendan Butler who has it over in the very corner. He scored a similar one a while ago. This one isn't going to go. Oh, there's danger in there, that goal. And how did the Ardagh get that one out? They did, though. There's a foul in there, swiftly, and I think it's going to be a free against. No, he's going to take the 2. Ardagh in aside. So throw in. Tim Crowley is there. Oh, and Tim Crowley caught up for a loose pull there on Jerry Quaid. And if you want me now in total command, 2-4 to 2 points here at Newcastle West. Tommy Quaid about 50 metres out. That's the 50-metre line that he's on, or very near. Straight in front of the post. Shooting that one straight over the bar. 2 goals and 5 to 2 points. No mistake with that one. That's opened up a 9-point lead for the Feohanagh. And as I said, the flag over the far side of the tricolour, gently blowing on this summer evening, but the breeze not strong at all. Davy Wolf gets better length into that one, dropping it down over. Pat Grady's underneath it. Tim Crowley breaks through with it in his hand, delivers a good ball in there. John Mack is out. That ball gone off wide again. Ardagh having problems in the full forward line. About 16 minutes gone. 16, 17 minutes gone this first half, and Feohanagh in a commanding position thanks to those 2 Tommy Quaid goals. Pat Grady playing very far down. That ball gone out over the sideline. It'll be a clash ball, I'd imagine. I think referee PJ McNamara is going to throw it in, alright, or get his linesman to throw it in. That's Pat Grady. Pat Grady and Mike O'Brien, who seems to be playing further out. I'd say he's gone to half forward. Ball gone out, and PJ Mac says that's an Ardagh ball. 2-5 to 2 points. And 18 minutes, 19 minutes gone in this game. Good ball there from Mickey Mulner. Pat Grady's over there. This half back line. Mike Sweeney's back to help out, and Feohanagh in total command. Shane McKeefe is broken behind the defence, flicked the ball out to Tommy Quaid, but behind him, coming across right there, is Paddy Dowling. Ball breaking right across the goal. Tom Hartnett is back there for it. His shot blocked down. Jerry Quaid over there, still as the ball, his hand blocked down, but he's come bearing down the goal, flicks the ball, high ball through. Thomas Quaid is underneath, flicked right across the face of the goal. I think it was John Madigan who got it, gone inches wide. And another chance for Davy Wolf to try and get the Ardagh into the attack. Ball dropping down the middle. Paul O'Connor going for it there, trying to shake off Jerry Quaid. Pat Mulner flicks the ball through, danger here. John Quaid is out and averts the danger. Referee calls up a foul. Referee PJ Max is in indiscretion, I must confess, I didn't see it. But one of the Feohanagh backs obviously fouled the Ardagh as he was bearing down and goal, or held him back. And a chance for the Feohanagh of the Ardagh to try and reduce the leeway. Pat Mulner looking to the sideline, I think, for guidance. It's a full goal in there. No, it's only 3 in it, but Tommy Quaid has gone back. Penalty, yes. Tommy Quaid has gone back from the centre forward position. He's in the corner. Watch your Pat Mulner is going to take it. Mulner shoots. Good goal from Mulner. Pat Mulner came in from the corner to take that one. Formerly the goalie, I think, with Ardagh. Noted for his blasting power. He shot the last one over the bar, but made no mistake with that one. That puts a different complexion on. It's now 2-5 for Feohanagh and 1-2 for Ardagh. So puts a different complexion on the scoreboard, and a badly needed score by the Ardagh. John Quaid puts that ball out nonchalantly, but he gets great length into it. Christy Phillips coming out. John Madigan breaks through, but he's passed over a straight to Mickey Mulner. Is there a recovery? Jimmy Duggan caught that ball well. He's got in the corner now. He breaks past John Kinney. Duggan is still going. Oh, well dispossessed there by John Kinney. John Flanagan is back to try to avert the danger. And Michael O'Connor breaking through. That's a foul. I think John Kinney fouled up for a pull across Michael O'Connor there as he bear down the goal. And this is the purple patch for the Ardagh. Remember that only 2 points scored up to now. And Pat Mulner entrusted with the free taking duties again. Mulner, will he hit this one over? Yes, I thought he was going to go for a major there, the way he was shaping up. But no, content to take the point. And that's about, I'd say we've played about 22 minutes in this first half. It's 2-5 to 1-3 now. And that puts a much better complexion on the scoreboard for the Ardagh. Blocked down there by Tim Crowley. Breaking through there is Richie Wolfe. Gave the ball across to Pat Mulner. Pat Mulner. Mulner, he's cross. Oh, Mike O'Connor has lost sight of it, but he gets back to it. Rounds John Kinney. Flicks the ball through there, but only as far as Mike Sweeney and John Flanagan was it, I think, that took Mike O'Connor out of the game. Called up for a foul there, says PJ Mack. You can't do that, to John Flanagan, and it'll be another chance for the Ardagh. And if this one goes over, they'll have turned a 9-point deficit into just 4 points coming up to the half-time whistle. So, Michael O'Connor giving cause for concern down there. Still on the ground after that tackle. He's up again. And from where the ball landed, Pat Mulner has the easy task. And makes no mistake with that one. Pat Mulner getting his shooting sights in operation. So that leaves it 2-5 to 1-4. A much better complexion on the scoreboard now from the Ardagh. Compared to just 5 minutes ago, there were 9 points adrift. Now they just find themselves 4. John Quaid with the puck out again. Huge effort again, knocking it down. John Madigan is underneath this time, and Paddy Dowling. Dowling blocks it down there, starts Jimmy Wolfe. Wolfe coming through. He's hardly held by Jack Noon, I think it was. PJ back the bar there. Fighting the direction they are them in. And Paul O'Connor just in front of us. We'll take this one. Paul stealing the few feet. Striking that one way over to the far corner, trying to find out Pat Mulner. I say, oh, good catch there from Pat Grady, the right half back. Evading Mike O'Brien, sends it down the far side of the field, running back for the number 22. Is that Mike O'Brien? I'm not sure. I don't think it is in actual fact. I haven't got him on my... What's the halfback? Tom Hartnett, is it? Ball out over the sideline, the far side of the field. And I must admit that number 22 has me flummoxed. Paul O'Connor with the sideline over. Oh, good ball from Paul O'Connor. Dangerous ball dropping down there. Jim Wolfe is underneath it, but the ball breaks out here as far as Richard Wolfe. Wolfe bring it out, tried to turn again, he shot it, partially blocked down. John Mack is out there. Mack clearing it out the side of the field. Good ball, Richard Wolfe again. Trying to get the ball in his hand. Jack Noonan in close attendance. Oh, hard pulling there by Shamey Keefe and Paddy Dowling. Hard pulling there. Shamey Keefe shouting for the Hurling. And getting one from the sideline, it'll be a line ball for the Feohanagh. Shamey Keefe moved out to half forward now. And into John Madigan's place. John Madigan gone into the corner. Jack Noonan with a fine cut, dropping in downstairs. Tommy Quaid. Jerry Quaid makes out with it. Hits that ball to the corner. Christy Phillips. Phillips adds to it. Coming over. Oh, well cleared there by Tommy Hearn, the full-back. Dropping that ball down there. Tim Crowley is there. Exchange is very hard now as we enter the last 5 minutes of this first half. Pat O'Grady is back there. Flicks that ball through there. Starts Mike Sweeney. Sweeney takes a look at the goal. Highwood from Sweeney. A great score from Mike Sweeney from his own, from the other 70-yard line, driving that one straight and throwing over the bars. 2-6 now to 1-4 for the Feohanagh. A good point there from Mike Sweeney. Getting the pass from Pat Grady, I think it was. and flashing that one over the bar. 2-6 to 1-4. Ball dropping down. Richard Wolfe is there. Jack Nolan is there as well. Paul O'Connor kicks it through. Jimmy Duggan is there. John Kinney is there as well. Kinney coming out it. Jimmy Duggan flicking the ball back, making them have pulling as well. It's Richard Wolfe who gets the final touch, and that ball going out over the side and be a line ball for the Feohanagh men. On a splendid evening for Hurling here at Newcastle West for the Michael Fox Memorial Cup. It's the intermediate final on this, the 21st of August. And living up to the expectations of a good hard game, it's 2-6 to 1-4. They seemed out of it for a long period, but they're back at it again. Paul O'Connor going down for this one. Jerry Quaid there as well. Jerry Quaid called up there for a wild pull. Good. Paul O'Connor is alright. Paul O'Connor, anxious faces here. As we say, huge effort from Paul O'Connor, dropping it right into his square there. Jim Wolfe is underneath. The ball breaks us out. John Flanagan. Now the big seem to have problems with that full forward line. Way over there's Tim Crowley. Tim Crowley out in his own ball got died the other side. Tim pulls it down the far side of the field. Coming over. Oh, Jim Wolfe and John Flanagan clashed over there. And John Flanagan still in the ground. Breaking through there, Mike O'Brien takes his shot, and a good fight from Mike O'Brien, who's now operating at left half forward. I see John Flanagan is back on his feet again. A crunching tackle between Jim Wolfe and John Flanagan, two big men, and neither giving way. It's 2-6 to 1-5, and all to play for. I make about 2 minutes to go here in this first half, and really living up to his expectations. Tim Crowley breaks that ball down, but from the elegant Mike Sweeney coming out here near us. Blocked out there by Mike O'Connor. Sweeney gets back for it again. Breaking through, and referee PJ McNamara intent on keeping a firm hand in this game because calling Tim Crowley back there for a chop. And that's the 70-metre line there of a 65 metre. That's a chance for Tommy Quaid to get another score for the Feohanagh men. Giving a few words of advice to Jack Noonan there. About a foot beyond the 65-metre line, well within Tommy Quaid's compass. Striking that one high, and I reckon from here that's gone off the right and gone wide, and that's the first miss Tommy Quaid has had today. 2-6 to 1-5 here at Newcastle West as the sun has gone in, and we now have a perfect evening for Hurling. Davy Wolfe, who hasn't been in the thick of things for quite a while now, due no doubt to the improvement that's going to Ardagh's play. Dropping that ball over the far side of the field. Pat Grady goes way up front and brings it down. Very authoritative hurler, this Pat Grady. Good ball to Tommy Quaid. Tommy Quaid looks at the goal, and this one goes off to the left and gone wide. So it's still 2-6 for Feohanagh and 1-5 for Ardagh. And I reckon about a minute to go in this first half here. Most entertaining game. And an uncompromising, as are all games between these two great rivals, Ardagh and Feohanagh. Davy Wolfe with the puck out, dropping that down round the middle of the field. Shamey Keefe and Paddy Dowley is there. Jerry Quaid whipping at it. Paul O'Connor's there. Shamey Keefe, Paul O'Connor going right across the field. Jerry Quaid is there. Oh, how did Paul O'Connor get that ball up? Release the ball. Here's Richard Wolfe. Wolfe looks at the goal. Good one from Richard Wolfe. He took a good pass from Paul O'Connor. I don't know how he got it up. He did though. Flicked the ball out to Richard Wolfe, and Wolfe on his own pointed it from about 60 metres out, I'd imagine. 2-6 to 1-6 here at Newcastle West now. That score hasn't gone up in the scoreboard, I'm almost sure. Yes, 2-6 to 1-6. Just the goal separating the sides now. John Flanagan breaks that ball through there, and picking up his Mike O'Brien. Very much won the game up. Drops that ball to Jim Wolfe. Jim Wolfe breaking behind John Mack. And well cut out there by the cornerback John Lynch. Out into the corner. Jim Wolfe is still there. Jim Wolfe and John Mack. John McConnell hard holding down that corner. I'm finding it hard to see from here. Ball got out over the sideline, and it's half time, says PJ Mack. So after a most entertaining first half here at Newcastle West in this county intermediate final, it's Feohanagh 2 goals and 6 points, Ardagh 1 goal and 6. And Feohanagh seem to be racing away with the game when they raced into a 9-point lead, thanks no doubt to Tommy Quaid's 2 goals. First one he shot it from the edge of the square, and the second one came from a penalty. But when we seemed that Ardagh had lost all hope, back they came, scored a goal through Pat Mulliner from a penalty as well, and tacked on points. Most notable being that last one there from Richard Wolfe, when he pointed a fine score and another one, a fine score from Mike O'Brien, to leave the scores at half-time, 2 goals and 6 points for Feohanagh, 1 goal and 6 for Ardagh, and it's all to play from the second half. Well, I'm now joined by Michael Hennessy, County Board PRO. Michael, what do you think of that first half?
Well, it's a very exciting match. There are two evenly balanced teams. The main difference in the early part of it was, with Feohanagh getting so far ahead, was frees caused here in the square by the Ardagh defence, which need not have, I suppose, necessarily been caused. And that gave Tommy Quaid, first of all, he has got a couple of points from frees, and he also got the point on the goal from the penalty. And then he was in the right place for the very first goal of the game when you got a cross, I think it was from Jerry Quaid, or the other corner forward, which he was in the right position to tip into the net. But Ardagh have come back very strong into it now in the last 10 or 12 minutes of the first half, and there's a goal between them now, 2-6 to 1-6 at half time, and it's really going to be a tight one in the second half.
There was a lot of talk during the week about the loss that Peter O'Connor would be to Ardagh. How much do you think that's affecting the team's performance?
Well, he'd obviously have to be a big loss. Whether I haven't been talking to the Ardagh lads now before the start of the game here, but I would say if I was an Ardagh player on the team and going out into the final, particularly a local derby without a player like Peter O'Connor, needless to remark, you'd feel the loss a little bit. But Ardagh have settled down a lot now, as I said, in the last 10 or 12 minutes, and I think they'll put the absence of Peter O'Connor behind them now, and certainly his brother Paul is putting it up to the Feohanagh lads now in the centre of the field. And if he gets the same grip on the game now which he had there in the last 10 or 12 minutes, he dropped in a lot of balls there to the forwards. If he does the same in the second half, I think he'll compensate more than adequately for the loss of Peter.
And on the other side, of course, we've Tommy Quaid, and he's proving a handful definitely for the Ardagh defenders.
Well, Tommy Quaid is a great outfield player, and I suppose the mystery of it is why he has never concentrated on outfield play. I suppose, like there's a tradition of goalkeeping has been built up in the Quaid family over the last 10 or 15 years, and that's the tradition that Tommy fell into. But certainly looking at him as a forward, he's a dangerous player. He has good skill. He knows what the goals are. He's very accurate from the place balls, and he's tough and he's strong and he's not afraid to mix it. So Tommy Quaid is a big asset outfield to Feohanagh.
A goal between the sides at half time, Michael. What about a prediction for the second half?
Well, as I said, Ardagh have come back a lot into it now in the second half, and or in the latter part of the first half there. If they play with the same spirit and the same determination in the second half, they'll certainly put it up to Feohanagh. But if Feohanagh are allowed play in the second half, if they get the same room that they got now in that half as they got there in the first 20 minutes of this first half, then they could swing it. I think it's going to be very close, and as I said in the paper during the week, there's only going to be a puck of a ball between them.
Thanks very much for talking to us, Michael.
Thank you.
So you'll rejoin us for the second half, and as Michael Hennessy there, being very cagey as to who's going to win this encounter. It's just a goal between the sides at half time, and it's very, very hard to predict this one. As I say, Feohanagh seemed to be coasting it when they opened a 9 points lead, but back came the Ardagh men, and just a goal separates the side at this stage in the game. Tommy Quaid, of course, has a great bearing in the game. He's scored 2-4 already, and at the other end you have Pat Mulner. Mulner's contribution has been 1-3. So much will depend on those two scorers in chief for their respective teams. Mike Quaid is on the side for the Feohanagh men, and that's number 16 out there in the middle of the field, and he'll take his position at midfield. And I think it's to the exclusion of Christy Phillips. So the Feohanagh men are under saving him for Thursday night, Jim. Christy Phillips gone off and Mike Quaid on at half time, and that's what Jerry Quaid has gone back into the corner. John Madigan is also in the corner. Brendan Butler and Shamie Keefe are the two half forwards. Lads. Small. And Ardagh first into the attack, breaks there as far as Mike O'Connor, and the Ardagh men coming out revitalised, dropping that ball there as well. John Quaid is coming over. Oh, good catch from Quaid, and he's grounded straight away. by the Ardagh. And that'll be a free out for John Quaid, catching that ball well. Lads, sorry, lads. So John Quaid with the puck out. Dropping down over the far side of the field. Shamey Keefe, Paddy Dowling is there as well. Keefe gets the ball in. Mickey Mulner's over there, putting that ball into no man's land. He's on his own, swinging it right down the field again. Ball flying from one into the other. Oh, Richard Wolfe coming in there, adding to it, into the corner. John Kinney is back there. Jimmy Duggan locks it down. Can't control it, first kind of stalemate over in that corner. John Kinney content to put that one out over the sideline. It'll be a line ball for the Ardagh. So a good start for the Ardagh. And Paul O'Connor going from midfield to take this one. 2-6 to 1-6, and that's Jack Noonan that's gone down over there, I think. Seems to have a hand injury. And he's back up again and into the fray. And Jack Noonan is still giving cause for concern over there. Is he going off for assistance? He's gone off to the far side of the field, so Feohanagh without a half pack. Paul O'Connor, good dangerous ball in there. Referee sees an infringement of the square. It'll be a free out for the Feohanagh. And Jack Noonan still off the field of play over there in the far corner, seeing to that hand injury. As John Quaid gets ready with this one. John Quaid dropping it down the middle. Paddy Dowling blocks it down to Mike Quaid. There, Mike just in at half time. Whipped on there by Tim Crowley. Jimmy Duggan coming out for it. Duggan gets his stroke in. Coming out for us, Jim Wolfe, the full foul. John McIntosh in. Wolfe has the ball in his hand and he's fouled, says the referee. That'll be a free in. So, chance for Pat Mulner. He hasn't been missing them in the first half. Well within his range. Striking that one, to the left. Maybe I spoke too soon. Pat Mulner blasting that one to the left of the post and wide. 2 minutes gone in this first half. Or second half, sorry. And it's still 2-6 to 1-6. Feohanagh, of course, overcame Mungret in their semi-final. The City Kingpins. And Ardagh disposed of last year's junior champions Maroon to reach this stage. Ball dropping down, good pull off from John Quaid is blocked down. Michael O'Connor comes from, and John Flanagan in there to cut that one down into the very corner. John Madigan comes out first to number 12, centering that ball. Tommy Heron gets out on himself. Mike Sweeney going through with the ball, rushing right across the square. Mickey Mulner is there, and indiscretion by Mickey Mulner himself, says PJ Mack, and that'll be a free in for Feohanagh and a chance for Tommy Quaid to add to the tally of 2-4 that he already has. This should prove no problem for Tommy. Striking, lifting and making no mistake with it. There's 4 points in it here at Newcastle West in this county intermediate final. 2-7 to 1-6, and along with winning the county intermediate final, of course, whoever wins here tonight will gain automatic entry into senior ranks for next year's campaign. Ball dropping down from Davy Wolfe, puck out. Mike Quaid breaking through it. Mike leaves it behind. He got to Paddy Dowling, stalemate down the midfield. Jack Noonan's back in the field play. Paul O'Connor is there. Foul, says referee PJ Mack, and PJ McNamara keeping a very, very tight rein on the proceedings here tonight. Paul O'Connor inside his own half, only just shot one there, dropping that ball. Now good ball there from Paul O'Connor right into Richard Wolfe. Wolfe with John Kinney close to tennis. Delivers a good ball back to Mike O'Connor. Mike O'Connor closed down immediately. Flings a high ball over on himself. Pat Grady. Grady grabs that ball out of the air, flicks it out. Mike Sweeney. And the Feohanagh beginning to huddle now again to start this second half. Thomas Quaid's under that one, as is Tommy Heron. Breaks as far as Brendan Butler. Remember, Brendan got a point in the first half. Davy Wolfe is up to that one. Dangerous ball as it dropped in there. out over the far side and it's out over the sideline to be a line ball for Ardagh, or Feohanagh. 2-7 to 1-6, and Jack Noonan going to launch the Feohanagh minute to the attack again. Jack Noonan looking for the perfect position from which to launch this one. And usually he has a good cut, and that one proves. Oh, I better shut up. That one going out over the sideline. And a chance for John Hurling back in the corner to take this one. And I see Mike Quaid standing all he's lonesome. And Paddy Dowling takes him up now. John Hurling cutting it low, and it goes to Mike Quaid. Mickey Molnar's there. Oh, breaks through south. Tommy Quaid, danger here for the Ardagh. Quaid taking shot and over the bar. Tommy Quaid receiving that pass, I think it was from Mike Quaid, whooshed the ball through eventually. Quaid picked it up and flashed it over the bar. That's 2 goals and 8 now to 1-6. And Tommy Quaid's total is 2-6. Hard man to stop is Tommy Quaid. Right, Davy Wolf with the puck out. Jack Noonan cuts that one out, going very near the sidelines, got out over the sideline for the line ball. We might have ordered Michael Hennessy. At this stage of the proceedings, Michael is 2-8 to 1-6. Feohanagh seem to be coming back into the game.
Well, Tommy Quaid has settled Feohanagh now again with 2 points, 1 from the free and 1 from play, so it remains to be seen now if Ardagh need to put on the pressure now. We might see it in this passage of play.
That's the word from Michael Hennessy as Paul O'Connor lost a huge one in there. John Mack is up to it as he comes out with it. Timmy Crowley flicks that ball through. Stalemate in around there. Mike Sweeney picks the ball up eventually, coming away with it. Flicks outside Mike Quaid. Mike Quaid decides to hit it first time, but it starts Paul O'Connor. O'Connor looks at the goal, drops a Davis ball in the hand. John Lynch is there right underneath it, well positioned. Brendan Butler coming out here. And out over the sideline, Mike Buckley is the number 22. Flicking that ball out over the sideline. Mike Buckley in direct confrontation with Brendan Butler here. As Pat Grady gets ready to take this one. 2-8 to 1-6. Now they're going to go out of the game again. That's Tim Crowley that launches that ball in there. Pat Molnar's underneath. He flicks on there. So Jimmy Wolf. Wolf trying to round his man. Hand passing the ball. He drops the hurley though, and referee PJ Mack says you can't do that. Jimmy Wolf, I'd say, saying to referee PJ Mack that the hurley fell out of my hand. 2-8 to 1-6. And Ardagh seem to have more to play than Feohanagh in this start of the second half, but this can't seem to register on the scoreboard. All dropping on the far side of the field. Jamie Keefe adds to it into the corner there. Jerry Quaid's coming out for it. Johnny Hurling is there as well. Tommy Quaid picks it up, shoots for goal. This one gone off to the right and gone wide though. 2-8 to 1-6 still at Newcastle West, and it's all to play for. Let's give a check on the time. I'd say there's about 8 minutes gone. The second half as Davy Wolf launches another one. Gets very, very great height into the shots. Dropping that one down around the middle of the field, and Paul O'Connor's over. Paul O'Connor seems to have gone in around centre forward now with Mike in a direct swap with his brother Michael. Paul knocked that one out, got out his hand, but released as far as his brother Michael. Michael turns, shoots. That one's gone off to the left and gone wide. I think Mike up. No, 9 minutes, yes. Gone in this second half. It's 2-8 to 1-6. Crowds begin to get behind their respective sides. No more switches, I think, in the but Paul O'Connor's definitely gone in centre forward. Michael O'Connor gone to midfield. That's one of the main ones. Ball dropping down there. Tim Crowley is there, whipping that one in there. Mike O'Brien, who's out left half forward here after Pat O'Grady. O'Grady gets his shot away, dropping it down there. Tim Crowley is there. Shamey Keefe is there as well. Keefe pushing the ball to Mike Buckley. There's stalemate there. Nerves and tension now at this stage again. Ball breaks it out. Mike Sweeney. Sweeney has the ball. He's trying to break past Tim Crowley. That looks a good one if it's going to go all the way. No, it's gone over the left side of the post. Oh, Davy Wolf. Ball bobbling around at his feet. Jerry Craig comes away out of it. Jerry Craig flicks the ball back as John Madigan. Breaks as Richard Wolf. Wolf into no man's land, coming off as Jimmy Duggan. Jimmy Duggan, John Kinney. Duggan breaks behind his marker. Duggan still going. Oh, releasing the ball as Jimmy Wolf. Jimmy Duggan taken out of the game. Jimmy Duggan taken out of the game, and I think John McAuliffe will get a talking to. Jimmy Duggan bearing down on goal that time, released the ball to Jimmy Wolf, of course, the full forward, but it wasn't the best of passes. But referee said that it was a foul anyway. So a chance for Pat Mulner as Jimmy Duggan still lies prostrate on the ground after that tackle from John McAuliffe. So referee PJ Mack anxious to get on with the game. Pat Mulner lifting, striking. This one's a better one from Pat Mulner. It goes over there as 2 goals and 8 points to 1-7. Just the 4 between the sides again. So I think it's going to take something special from the Ardagh to try and bring them within that 3-4 points that Feohanagh always seem to keep between themselves and Ardagh. It'll take something special, and I'd say that will come in the form of a goal. So can the Ardagh break through for that? As John Quaid takes this one, he's getting good lint into those puck outs, dropping it down there. Mike O'Connor belts that ball through the middle where John Flanagan is waiting for. Ball breaks to us, Richard Wolf. Wolf going out to pick it up. Wolf shot, that's going off, way off to the right and gone wide. Wide ball. So Ardagh have very much to play in this second half. We got 1 point since the start of the second half, and that's 10 minutes ago. 11 even. John Quaid trying this side down the middle. Michael O'Connor coming first. O'Connor has the ball in his hand. Releasing the ball here, so Mike O'Brien. John Lynch cuts it out though. As far as Brendan Butler here. Mike Buckley is there as well. Tim Crowley is there, but Brendan Butler going away with the ball. Danger here for the Ardagh. Timely interception there from Mickey Mulder. Stays with Mike Sweeney. Sweeney swings left-handed. That's got off to the right and gone wide. Danger there any time the Feohanagh bear down in that goal. Tommy Quaid starts to move away from his marker, and anything can happen if he gets the ball. 2-8 to 1-7. Leave about 11-12 minutes gone, I'd say, in this second half. Both sets of supporters beginning to get behind the sides. That's Shamey Keefe there, delivering a good ball through the middle. Mike Buckley is back there. He's hooshed off the ball there by Brendan Butler. Mickey Mulner is there. Brendan Butler turns left-handed, hits his shot. Johnny Hearn is underneath it. So towards Jerry Quaid. Jerry Quaid breaks for goal. Chance here. Quaid going through. Good save. Oh! Yes! Thomas Quaid was there. And it's going to stand. A great breakthrough by Jerry Quaid. Right in along the end line. Hand past the ball. Davy Wolf was up for it. He blocked it out. But only for Thomas Quaid to flash the ball to the back of the net. The Ardagh might have been arguing that there was a hint of a square ball there, but PJ McNamara signalled to his umpire straight away to put the flag up. Ball dropping over this side of the field. Mike Buckley coming in front. John Manning has come out as well. Buckley has it. Left-handed. Dropping the ball down here. And Mike Sweeney rushing through to gather this one. Has the ball in his hand. Good ball from that. Looks a good shot. Dangerous one. Johnny Hearn is underneath it. That's the square ball, says referee PJ Mack, and the score's now 3-8 to 1-7. That's 7 points in it. I was saying about Ardagh trying to break that 3 or 4 points lead that Feohanagh had. They'd find it very hard. Well, is it an impossible task now with a 3-8 to 1-7? And about 14 minutes gone in this game. Brendan Butler, who's causing a lot of problems for Brendan Buckley. Butler takes his shot. Davy Wolf is up to in there, that ball dropping shot. Wolf coming out with it. He's been chased there by Jerry Quaid. Wolf still coming with it. Release the ball, says Mickey Mulder. Mulder taking a huge effort. Ardagh need a goal. Jimmy Duggan might be the man to provide it. No. Fix the ball through over there, but I saw John Flanagan. Flanagan can't get the ball in his head. He has it now. Flicks the ball out. Mike Sweeney. Tim Crowley coming for as well. And Tim Crowley flashing that ball over the sideline. The line ball for the Feohanagh men. Oh, sorry, yeah, for the Feohanagh men. Pat Grady will take it. We'll have a quick word from Michael Hennessy. That goal seems to have changed things.
That goal by Thomas Quaid now has definitely changed it. You're 15 minutes into the second half and there's 7 points between them, so it looks, unless there's a complete turnaround now, that Feohanagh are on their way to this county title.
And unless Ardagh can come up with something special, Feohanagh will find themselves driving down the end on the Michael Cox Memorial Cup, but it's early days yet, still 15 minutes to go. Oh, and Tim Crowley having no luck with that one. Ball flashing over the sideline. And I see Mike Sweeney there, Jim, if you can get a picture of him. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Pat Grady's going to take... No, Jack Noonan I thought was going to go across it. No, but it'll be Pat Grady to take it. Subbing for the Ardagh men, number 20. And he's going back, left half back. Pat Grady settling this one. High one from Grady in there. Thomas Quaid is there. Round the edge of the square, that ball gone out over the sideline, another line ball. They're badly needing a goal at this stage of the game. Try and haul themselves back into this match. 3-8 to 1-7. Mind you, they came back from 9 points adrift. Tommy Quaid, 40 metres out. We'll take this one. Hit away, says referee PJ Mack. Oh, huge effort from Tommy Quaid, a lovely effort from Tommy Quaid. A super point from Tommy Quaid, that makes it 3-9 to 1-7. And that translated into points is 18 points to 10. 8 points in it, quick puck out from John Wolfe. Breaks to Michael O'Connor, he puts the ball through to Mike O'Brien, maybe there's a goal on here. Mike O'Brien going through, takes his shot, saved, and Pat Molnar's there, flashes the ball home. Ardagh am dead yet. 3-9 to 2-7. A great break. Michael O'Connor set Michael O'Brien up. O'Brien took it about 30 yards on the solo run. Flashed the ball. John Quaid did well to get down to it, but he only blocked it out to Pat Molnar, the corner forward. And Molnar has now got his second goal. Puck out, 3-9 to 2-7. This game isn't dead yet. Ball dropping over the far side of the field. Tommy Quaid going back for Mike Molnar there as well. And that will be a free against Mike Molnar for an indiscretion there, pulling across Tommy Quaid. And that'll be danger. Tommy Quaid with this one. An awkward angle, but about 40 metres out. Bending, striking, that one looks a good one from here. But is it good down there? It is indeed a good point from Tommy Quaid. 3-10 to 2-7. 6 points in it again. So, I was writing the Ardagh men off. Bit early to do that yet. Though John Flanagan breaks through and grabs that one. Puts the ball through. Paddy Dowling cuts it off. Ball breaks out Richard Wolfe. Can Wolfe get the ball in his hand? Tim Crowley is there. Mike Sweeney is there coming away with it. Sweeney with 3 Ardagh men after him. Can pass the ball through there. So Brendan Butler. John Madigan flicks it on to Butler again. Butler trying to get his throw again. Comes, shoots high. That was going to go across the face the goal and wide.
Hand up, Brendan.
3-10 to 2-7. Here at Newcastle West, 6 points in it. Ball breaks to Mike Sweeney. Sweeney, high one, dropping it in. Well batted out there by Tom Hartlett. Breaks out Brendan Butler. Butler doing a lot of hurling in this second half. Gets the ball through there. Jerry Quaid comes out for it. Ball bobbling around the square there. The Ardagh men trying to get it out. Feohanagh men, they're stalemate, and referee PJ McNamara is going to throw that one in, I'd imagine. Jerry Quaid pulling that one right across the face to goal. coming across for there. Pat Mullins. Mike O'Brien back helping out his backs. He has that one. Pat Mullins going back for the number 4. John Madigan is there. Thomas Quaid. Ball breaks to Brendan Butler. Butler going through. Takes his shot. Good one for Brendan Butler. Just when it seemed the Ardagh were about to come back into the game, Brendan Butler slipped through for his second point of the game. That's 3 goals and 11 to 2-7. And that converted into scores is 20 to 13 points. We'll have another one from Michael Hennessy. So the initiative that Ardagh may have got from that goal, is it gone now, Michael?
I wouldn't think so. There's still a goal and 4 points between them. But Ardagh need to get another. You know, they need their forwards on clicking as well as they were in the last part of the first half, even though that goal was very well taken by Pat Molyneux. But the Feohanagh halfbacks and their centre field, in my view, are slightly on top now, and Tommy Quaid is making a huge difference now at centre forward.
That's the word from Michael Hennessy as Jerry Quaid breaks through again. Quaid going through his foul, says the referee. Jerry Quaid is playing well. Remember, he broke through for that third goal that Thomas Quaid got. Well, he got behind the defence there again and he was taken out of the game. Another chance for Tommy Quaid. Jerry Quaid fouled as he went through for that one. And he's causing all sorts of problems for the Ardagh back line down there as Tommy Quaid gets ready with this one. Making no mistake with it. 3-12 to 2-7. That's 21 points to 13. Is there 10? 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go. Time running out for the Ardagh in this county intermediate final. Referee sees a foul there. A pull, I think, on Michael O'Connor. And it'll have to be, I'd say, Paul O'Connor will lob this one in. And there's a substitution. No, Jack Noonan. Yes, there is a substitution. Jack Noonan, I think, is going to make his exit from the game. And number 17 in. Number 17, Jim. Tony Sullivan is on the team. Oh, danger there. Ball gone in. It is a goal. A push over one. I'd say it was Jim Wolfe, the full forward, that actually got the final touch to it. More a push over goal. More reminiscent of the one Massey Dowling got in 73, but they all counted. 3-12 to 3-7. And Ardagh and Feohanagh supporters around me here now trying to bring the teams back into it. About 6 minutes to go in this game. It's only 5 points in it, and when you think that Feohanagh are just about to get away from the shackles of the Ardagh, back from the Ardagh, that's Tom Hart that delivers that huge leader. Jim Wolfe is underneath it. John Lynch coming out with it. It's a foul, says referee. He sees Jim Wolfe make a foul there on referee John Mack. So Tony Sullivan in for Jack Noonan. And John Quaid will take all the time in the world with this one, I'd imagine. What another goal for Ardagh would make for this game. And it might give you a few palpitations, Jim. John Quaid dropping it down again into the forward division. Coming out, so there's Richie Wolfe. Richie getting his stroke in there. Michael O'Connor trying to channel the ball through. Jimmy Duggan is out for it. Ball breaks. That's gone out over the line. I thought that was an Ardagh ball. No, says the linesman. It's a line ball for the Feohanagh men. And it'll be Donny Sullivan, the substitute. No, he'll leave it to John Flanagan. Flanagan, that wily campaigner, veteran of many a game for the Limerick men. Ball breaks to Mike Sweeney. Paul O'Connor trying to get the ball through, and Paul O'Connor getting that ball well up into his hand. He's blocked down there by Pat Grady. Richard Wolfe is there. Mike Quaid is there. Pat Grady flicks a delicate ball through to Tommy Quaid. Tommy Quaid from 70 yards out sends a dangerous ball into. Oh, Jerry Quaid is on the end of it again. Stalemate down there. John O'Hearn trying to get his stroke out. There's John Mullins, or Pat Mullins. Quaid there. That ball got out over the sideline. It'll be a line ball for the Ardagh men. Now the ball. Hotly disputed. Nicely taken too. Mike Quaid bats that ball down. Brendan Butler channels the ball through. Paul O'Connor's following. Brendan Butler still going. Paul O'Connor still going. Butler tried to get the ball in his hand. Shamey Keefe is there, and Brendan Butler finally fouled over there, and I think that's the difference between the two sides. They've been too quick to foul the men down there, and I suppose with the likes of Tommy Quaid and Brendan Butler buzzing around there, it's inevitable that there will be fouls, and Tommy Quaid will take all the time to hold with this one. 3-12 to 3-7. This will put 6 points between the sides again. Tommy Quaid 50 metres out. Straight and through, another point from Tommy Quaid. This man is almost infallible from anything within 70 metres. You're nearly always guaranteed it'll go over. Ball dropping down the half-back line. Up goes Mike Sweeney. Flash ball there, coming very, very near the sideline. Where's the linesman going to give that one? Both players claiming it. It'll be a throw-in. We'll have some action here. That's Richie Wolf and Mike Quaid there. Ooh, half pulling there. Ball breaking right across the field. Tim Crowley was gone in the forwards, the half-hour line, with Donny Sullivan. Donny Sullivan blocking it down. Did well there, Mike Quaid there. There's half pulling there now. Ball breaks through, running off of Jim Wolf was gone into the corner, I think. John Kenny, Shamey Keefe adds to it. Out of the far side of the field, Tommy Quaid running for it. Tommy Quaid with Mickey Mullen close attendance. Quaid breaking inside, takes his shot. Huge effort from Tommy Quaid. A simply superb shot from Tommy Quaid, getting that ball over the far side of the field, about 60 metres out. Cut inside, he's knocked on Mickey Mullen and flashed it over the house. 3-14 to 3-7 now. Just 7 points between the sides, and time quickly running out for the Ardagh. Mike O'Connor blocks that one out. He's going to the full forward line. Jim Wolf tries to push off on Mike O'Connor. It is. Ball breaks across Paul O'Connor. O'Connor slips by Mike Sweeney. Takes a huge effort from Paul O'Connor. Dropping that ball in right over the bar. 3-14 to 3-8. Back to 6 points again. But is it too late for the Ardagh men? Michael Hennessy, is it time up for the Ardagh men?
I'd say it is. There's about 2.5 minutes left, and it looks that I don't think there's any doubt about it now that Feohanagh are going to win it. Tommy Quaid again there, as you saw, is making all the difference, getting the points from play and from frees.
Well, Shamey Keefe has the ball. He sends that one to the left and wide. So with approximately 2 minutes left to go in the game, when the score is 3-14 to 3-8, it seems to be curtains for Ardagh, and Feohanagh are about to make their re-entry into senior ranks after just 1 year in the intermediate game. Michael O'Connor has that one over there, trying to bust his way past John Kinney. Ball goes straight up in the air underneath Mike O'Brien. Oh, Pat Grady is there as well. Donny Sullivan is in there. He's the sub to come off for Jack Noonan, who went off with a hand injury. Dropping down here, the half-back line. Well caught there by the Ardagh substitute. Ball in here again. Mike O'Connor has that ball, trying to make his way past numerous defenders. He's still going. John Mack is there. Oh, referee PJ McNamara calls him back. Michael O'Connor started that run about 30 metres out. He finished up in the edge of the square, but PJ McNamara, referee from Doon, called him back, and a chance for Pat Mulner. And I doubt if Pat Mulner has any other option but to go for a goal here. 14 to 3-8, 6 points in it, and I make it about a minute to go in this game. What a goal we do for the last minute. Pat Mulner's shot is saved in there, the ball bobbling along the ground. Mickey Mulner's down there as well. Pat Mulner gets it, drops this ball in, dangerous ball right into the square. Jimmy Duggan is there, just pulling around that square. John Quay's in there, John Mack is in there. Oh! Jimmy Duggan kicked that ball to the back of the net. The ball was bobbling around. I don't know how Jimmy Duggan got a foot to it, but he did it like his namesake did for Galway back in the mid-60s. Jimmy Duggan, the footballer. Well, Jimmy Duggan, the hurler for Ardagh. 6 Casey stuck that one to the back of it with a kick. 3-14 to 4-8. There's just a goal separating the sides. Is it conceivable, I wonder, that the Ardagh men could hit back and get a goal here? And that could be the last action we'll see in this game as PJ Mac awards a free there for the Feohanagh men. Mike Sweeney's going to take it. He'll take all the time in the world. It's 3-14 to 4-8. What an amazing goal from Jimmy Duggan, the number 21, kicking that ball to the back of the net. I'd imagine it's time up, all right. On my watch, it's time up. Whatever the referee allows to play on. Tommy Quaid, ball, full shot in there. This man that has come on as sub is really making a difference. Coming over the ball, flicks the ball through here. Jimmy Duggan, the goal scorer, coming from. John Flanagan pulls it down this side of the field. Ball gone out, over the side of it. It'll be a line ball for the Feohanagh men. Or the Ardagh men. Paul O'Connor will waste no time taking this one. Just a goal separating the sides. Can the Ardagh men have the Ardagh men got the time to get that ball up? PJ McNamara has the whistle in his mouth. He's blowing for the whistle. No, John Kinney could be over it. This could be an important clearance. It is, because that's the end of the game. And Feohanagh are intermediate champions for 1988. Having gone back intermediate for just 1 year, they find themselves now back in senior ranks, and tonight they've taken the Michael Fox Memorial Cup for intermediate hurling. And the scoreline, Feohanagh 3-14, Ardagh 4-8. But what a finish we've had. Just the goal separates the sides. Tremendous game here at Newcastle West. So tremendous scenes of excitement here at Newcastle West. Remember, they were out of senior ranks for a year and they didn't like it, I don't think, back there in Feohanagh. They're having to go down intermediate, but they find themselves back senior after just 1 year.
Well done, Joe. Great to see you, Dan.
Captain, lads, captain. Hold a second, lads. The chairman of the county board. Oh, McFly! No, sir.
Cogardicus le Fern Feohanagh on Crave Canish Shaw a Vokant. Agus Cogardicus den Gairen on Clihe Brass Portool a Tugog doing on Shaw Hanona. Sincere congratulations to Feohanagh on winning our county intermediate hurling championship. Also congratulations to their opponents, indeed very sporting and worthy opponents in Ardagh. Between them they provided us with a great county final. Also I think it should be said that it's no surprise to us in the county board to see Feohanagh winning this championship, because we do know they had a great incentive. They felt, I'd say, and rightly probably, that they should have been one of the top 16 senior teams in the county. But they have proven it by winning this championship. They have proven that they are worthy to be in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. It was a grand, sporting, full-blooded game played by two fine teams on a beautiful evening. I would also like, of course, to congratulate Newcastle West for the excellent arrangements here for the county final, and to our referee PJ McNamara from Doon and his umpires and linesmen for a great job done. All told, we had a wonderful evening's entertainment, and it proves, I think, beyond doubt that hurling is still very strong in West Limerick. Thank you. I now great pleasure in presenting the cup to John McAuliffe, a worthy captain. And John, well done.
Quite prepared, but I'll say something. I never before got a cup. First of all, I'd like to thank the chairman of the county board for giving me this cup. And next, I'd like to thank all the players who came every night to the field and trained hard, lads, bad nights and wet nights, and subs, and especially the minors. They made matches for us every night, and we appreciate them. And without him, we wouldn't have won. And next, I'd like to thank Tom Quaid, coming all the way from Effin or over near it anyway, 50 miles of around journey. More lads couldn't make 5 or 6 miles to the field. Tom Quaid could make 50 or 60, no bother him. So I'd like to put a special thanks to Tom Quaid for training us. And last thing, lads, I'd like to put 3 cheers for Ardagh for a great sporting game. Hip hip! Hip, hip.
John, if you want a historical occasion indeed, John McCall, if you're the first hold of the Michael Fox Cup hunt.
So you're still there?
John McCall, I was nearly brushed away in the tide of emotion there. You're the first holder of the Michael Fox Memorial Cup, and you vowed at the start of the year, of course, you can come back soon enough.
Well, we said we would, we were disappointed if we put down, but my God, now that we were put down, we had a great sporting year. I enjoyed it great myself. We had a few great wins, and we met a few great teams that we wouldn't have met had we been left senior like. So it's nice to be going up senior like, but I wouldn't mind being put down again another year if it came to it.
John, you made reference there to various players turning up for training. You didn't train for a few nights for this one, it went back to the start of the year.
Well, we trained every night, most lads trained every night, but a lot of lads maybe were a bit slow coming, including myself for a bit. I was as good as any of them, but we got going after a bit, and by God, it paid off now.
There it was, you always seem to have 4 or 5 points ahead of Ardagh for most again, but there when that last goal went in, you must have thought PJ McNamara would never blow the whistle.
Yeah, I didn't, I was frightfully confident.
You're a confident man holding the cup now anyway, John. I'd say you're going to have a good night.
Well, Jay, we will, we'll enjoy the night. We're looking forward to it.
Congratulations, John. A
Thanks.
great win.
Thanks.
Good night.
John Mack.
Patience, first of all. After 2, 7 or 8, I lost count. I gave up. I didn't need a calculator.
I don't mind
you had a
either.
good one tonight.
It was overdue at this stage, you know. I've had a good few bad ones, so a good one was overdue. It's nice having the right day.
Well,
you know,
John Mack there paid particular tribute to you for your journeys from Mifflin for training. Had you a good bunch of lads to train with?
You couldn't get better if I told them to run out on the road and run in again. They just go in and do it, which is no bother trying a team like that, to be honest about it, you know. And I'm delighted for them, really, because they, as John said, they put in a great effort. We trained all this the last week, we'd say, and it mill rain every night, but it didn't make any difference. We said it could be raining tonight, so we said we'd go at it, and they all stuck at it.
To get back to the match, Tommy, you were 9 points ahead after about 15-20 minutes, and then within a twinkling, Ardagh were back in the game, only a goal in at half time. Were you worried at half time?
Not really. We played poorly enough in the first half. Okay, we went up, we got a lot of scores early on, and easy enough scores, to be honest about it. There were more defensive errors than good scores, I suppose, really. But our half-back line tended to foul a bit, I thought, and panicked a bit, and we settled them down at half-time. And I know we played badly the first half, and we still were 3 points up, so if we could improve on it, I was sure we'd win, you know.
The second half then you started to build up your lead again, but Ardagh were always capable of hitting back for the major.
It was more, I'd say, that we were relaxing, like, you know, a county final, lads bring a lot of effort, lads are, you know, a bit keyed up about it all through, I'd say, and we went up 6 or 7 points there again. It looked all over. I thought to myself at one stage that we'd win very well. Then, as you say, they came back and got a goal. But these things, you know, that normally happens in a match. See the football match today, like, sure, Mayo were out of it and they were in a chance in the final kick of it. Like.
Yeah. You were back intermediate for a year, Tommy. Where do Feohanagh go from now, from here?
Oh, it can only progress. We were put back. We weren't back. We were put back, and we were out to prove that we shouldn't have been put back. And I think we've proved that beyond doubt.
So maybe county senior champions next year.
About 2 years, I'd say.
Good enough. Tommy,
Okay, thanks.
Farmer Feohanagh Hurling, you must have been happy with their performance tonight.
I was very happy.
And they got a typical hard, tough game from Ardagh.
Still a little farther back into it a few times. They shouldn't have done it.
Did you think there was a state? They were 9 points ahead at one stage in the first half. And
They were 8 points ahead again, and they left them back into it.
I suppose you thought PJ the ref would never blow the whistle there when that last goal was kicked in.
I was hoping for it to blow, surely.
And to put you on the spot, would you pick a man of the match?
Tommy Quaid, of course, sticking out.
He's been a good servant to the
Oh,
club.
he has. Outstanding. Pat O'Grady, of course, was up on him. Young fella, Shammy Keith.
So
All played great game.
I suppose they're all heroes tonight.
They are, definitely.
Thanks very much for talking to us.
No.
And there.
Bill.
Let's the club together.
Bill.
Secretary and chairman. They're doing it.
Well, I'm joined by the secretary and chairman of the Feohanagh Club. You're happy men tonight, shaking with emotion, lads.
Very happy, because when we were put down last year, it was our big ambition was to come up. Now we made heavy weather of it, admittedly, but with the spirit that was in the team, I think that was what turned it in the finish. They never gave up. Usually it is our backs on top, but tonight, the forwards scored everything that went up, and that was the difference between the two teams. We didn't lose our head when we went behind, and I think that credit is due to everyone involved with the team, and we certainly don't intend coming down that quickly.
Pat, I remember talking to you back in January, February. It was a very frosty day, and you just got the news you were going back down intermediate. You were a disappointed man. You put forward a good case for Feohanagh inside the county board meeting. Do you see it as being maybe a launching pad for better things now for next year?
I think it should be, provided that the young lads that are drafted into the team, that they're knitting with the experienced members of the team. Now, some people might say that we're going up maybe a year or two too soon, but I think at least we're up and we have proved that we were the best in the intermediate, right? So we'll take our chance from there.
There, it was a typical Ardagh Feohanagh match, fierce hard hurling, and though you had 9 points to spare at one stage of the game, there was only a goal in as a dean. Was there? Did you think at any stage you were going to lose it?
Well, I didn't, but I worried that with about 5 minutes to go, and that's why we went up with a draw, like, because we've been awful bad in replays, and we'll have to be beaten to win up in a draw, because we didn't win the play ever, I think. But I never feared that we were going to be beaten. Like the goals, we gave away a bit in the soft side, like, but it was, we got a couple too, maybe for a small bit back to the bit left the two bit handy.
Everyone your side seemed to perform well, to be fair to them tonight.
They did all huddled really well to farm, especially young Shemmy Keefe in the second half. I thought he had a great match for a young fella 17 years. Mike Sweeney had a great second half, and Tommy was back to farm again tonight, which made all the difference. Like. I think on the whole, we were very happy with the result anyway, and we'll make a fair fight in the championship.
Before you go, lads, I want to ask you one question. You're playing minor county semi-final next Thursday night, and it would be remiss of me not to ask you how you're going to get on. Yourselves in Blackrock.
Well, I make no predictions, but I would say that if the big, we'll call them the big men in our team, play well. I saw Blackrock playing in the South final. I said if our big men play well, we have as good a team as Blackrock. Now, everything has to go right in the night. But they have the work put in. They're trained in full matches 2 nights a week with these boys here. So every bit of training that these boys have done, they have it done as well. So if they lose, it won't be from the want of training. And I'd say with the 20 fellas that are there, they'll definitely put it all in on Thursday night. Now, I have worries about Croom, that's all. I think the field is a small bit tight. But apart from that, I'd say it's anyone's game.
Well, I can assure you, Pat, we're worried about Chrome as well. But thanks very much for talking to us, and congratulations.
Okay,
it was a great win for
thanks,
Sean.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
The old warrior.
I know this old warrior, Sean. You're a happy man tonight, Sean.
We're happy, all right, but we made heavy weather, really, you know. We left them back into it too easy, like. But it's good to win anyway.
Well, you wouldn't expect it easy against Ardagh, surely, Sean. You
Well,
had to expect a 5.
We knew we'd have a tough game, but I thought we might win by a few more points, you know. We left them back into too easy. But it's great to win it anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Tommy Quaid played splendidly, of course, as everyone did, but he was the man who got the score.
Outstanding, he was outstanding. So couldn't ask, you know, the man couldn't do no more, like, you know.
And of course, John at cornerback, he'd be home for another display like that next Thursday night.
Well, hopefully, you know, but you'd never know against who we're meeting in Blackrock, is it?
I don't know who
Where
they
are they from?
There's some crowd from. Are they from Cork?
I think they're Cork, yeah.
They must know how to huddle then if they're from Cork.
That bad news, wasn't it? But you'd never know with 1,000 nights in their nights, you know.
Yeah. Well,
we're taking one match at a time.
I was looking from the point of view of Thursday, Sean, and I thought John, Shamey O'Keefe, and I thought Christy Phillips was functioning fairly well as well.
He played well, yeah, but we thought we needed more strength in the middle of the field, you know, so that's why we were on Mike, you know. Yeah. And someone, when I played 15, like, wanted to go, like...
Another man who came out around the middle of the field there in the first half was Jerry Quaid, and when you put him into back into the full forward line in the second half, he seemed to transform the whole thing.
He did change the whole thing,
he got in behind the defence.
Even in the first half while he was there, like, but as I say, we had a difficulty in the middle of the field, like, you know, we had to make some change, like, you know, and then we brought in Mike, like, and Mike's a very powerful man, he was very strong, and, you know, doing okay, like.
So I suppose it would hardly be fair to ask you for a prediction for Thursday night.
I'd say Thursday night should be tight, like, but I think we'll shade it.
You'll shade it? Yeah. But before you do, you'll have a good night tonight, anyway.
Oh, we'll have a great night, yeah.
Well, thanks very much for talking.
Okay, thanks very much.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
And I hope... Johnny Cullen, the treasurer of the club.
Treasurer of the club, that's right.
That's right.
Hold on a second. Michael, hold on a minute.
I'm delighted.
A
great win altogether, yeah. It was in doubt up to the last 5 minutes. The goal seemed to be coming very easily for Ardagh, but I think we were better team on the night. Mike Sweeney found it hard to get going, but when he got going, I think he was the man that lifted the team. And of course the change, bringing Mike Quaid on, his strength at midfield in the second half worked wonders.
I think
Every man he played his part, and John Mack at fullback was like a wall there. He was solid as could be, and a worthy captain. John Flanagan threw everything into it, as did Pat O'Grady and John Noonan, the half-back line. And this was the line, I think, that held us there. And Brendan Butler up front and Tommy Quaid were flying there, and I never see it in Gerard and better for him. Thank you. And Thomas, the fireman, is improving with age. Thank you.
Thanks very much for
Grant,
talking.
okay.
Almost secretary of the club. You're a happy man tonight.
Very happy man.
And of course, typical of Ardagh, you got a tough game for it in the end.
Ardagh are a great team, and they always is. And their sporting team was more than that. I think there's great credit due to Ardagh, and there's great credit due to Feohanagh for beating them. Because you never get anything soft from Ardagh. It was a good sporting game.
You'd have been disappointed at the start of the year going back intermediate, but it's all come right tonight.
I wasn't a bit disappointed. I said it last year, and I wouldn't thank for doing it, you know?
I suppose not.
I wouldn't, you know? I said it was the right best for him. So, I think it's the best this year in the intermediate grade is the best thing that ever happened to him. I think anyhow.
So, and now it's a launching pad for next year, of course.
And launching pad is right.
Yeah. And it would be unfair of me, I suppose, to ask you for a man of the match.
I managed the match for Daniel Small a few minutes when I came. But I found it very hard to distinguish whether it was Tommy Quaid or Mike Sweeney.
A shrewd answer, anyway.
So I thought it was probably Tommy Quaid.
For his scoring ability.
But his scoring ability probably weighed it down.
Well, Michael, thanks very much for the we'll let you get away to the celebration. I suppose there'll be a few.
Oh, indeed.
Well done, Michael, thanks.
Jerry and Mike. Mike, you came on at half time, and did you expect to be coming into the game?
Well, kind of the way I was training, I was hoping that I would, but if I were hurling well enough, you know, I was happy enough to stay on the line. But you know, I was asked to come on, and I was hoping I would do my part. You know, I did my best because you know it was a hard, tough, fought game. There, like you know, they fought it to the bitter end. In fairness, they were a great side, and they hurled very fair. It was a pleasure playing against them. But I must give such credit to our lads. Jeez, that's training so hard. You know, I wasn't training every night with him. I was with him all right, but I wasn't training hard because I'm gone a bit old for it. It's nearly time for me to hang him up now. But it's nice to see, nice to pick up that intermediate county medal. It was a nice finish up, you know.
Well, you'll nearly give one more year in senior ranks now, Mike. Jerry, I get back to you. You spent a bit of time at midfield tonight, and then for the start of the second half, you moved into the corner. You seem to hit a purple patch in there.
I don't know, it was a purple or grey, but I don't know, it was just tough in there. It was very tough, and
you still managed to get behind the other fence on a few occasions. You were unlucky for the goal there at one particular time.
Well, I was, and the goalie stopped it, and Thomas finished it after the net. And looking up when it was scored. It was a tough game.
But was there, you always seemed to have the upper hand. Was there any stage during the game that either of you thought it might go away from you?
No, not really. You know, we seemed to, if they came down and got a score, we always came back up the field and got a point or 2 points kind of, you know. The last 2 minutes, all right, was a bit tough. You know, there was only 3 points between it. And, you know, you'll be wondering now, was there a draw going to come out of it? But lucky enough, we held out, you know, it was very tough there.
Were you confident all the way through, Jerry?
I was, yeah, because I couldn't see Ardagh beating us, even though it was close and it was tough, you know. We'd put in a lot of training, a lot of effort into it. I think it was my first year ever putting in so much effort into it, you know. And I was disappointed in myself in the day, but we won, that was the main thing.
So and you live a good night tonight.
Well,
thanks very much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Jim.
But former chairman, I'd say you were chairman when they won the county junior, were you?
I was, that's right.
Yeah. I suppose this rivals that junior win.
This in fact, I suppose, is better in a way because we had already won a junior title, although it was many years before that. But having won an intermediate, winning any first is marvellous. We had won the minor there last week, and it was another marvellous occasion. You know, it's a milestone, whereas winning a second title isn't the same milestone. And I think we feel very proud tonight because of this victory. This is a new step for us now. It's making history again.
You were disappointed, of course, no doubt, that you had to go back intermediate, or some members of the club would have been disappointed. But you would see this win tonight as maybe a sign of good things to come for Feohanagh?
Well, my attitude to going back intermediate, and I said to anybody I spoke at the time, any people who were feeling low about it, I said that's where we should be really, is back intermediate, because we can start from there. Whereas put us back into senior with young players coming, I felt it might be a little bit over our heads. And no, I've been proven right. But I think that a lot more of us felt the same way. We weren't saying it. We were disappointed, naturally, that the county board should think that we weren't fit for saying it. We felt ourselves we were. But at the same time, looking at it from a club point of view, I think being regraded intermediate was really the proper place for us at the time.
Sean, I'll get back to you in a second. Joe, one of the selectors, you weren't trusted with selecting the team. You were happy with their performance, of course.
I am very happy because, like, I suppose we should have put away a couple of times. We were up 9 points at one stage, but we seemed to do that down the last few games even, you know. Against Mungret we were up 2-9 to 2 points or something at half time, or maybe 7 to 2 points, and we left them back into the game. But that showed our mettle when they're able to rise their game again, like, and hold out, you know. I think like they're tonight now, and when they came back out, they got a couple of old goals. We went up and we got a couple of old scores, you know. And we kept in it all the time, and what I was really glad for was the younger players, like you had Shammy Keefe there now, and you had you know, we 3 or 4 of them in the subs. John Kinney, like, they're only minors, like, and they really played well, like. Shammy Keefe had a great second half, I thought there, like, you know, he really held in his game, like. But I know this year at the beginning of the year, like, when Dodie asked me to select her there as the manager of the team, that when we went to the training first, we had about 39 below one night, and I think we counted there was 10 missing. So I said, like, that was a great prospect for the club, and it makes selector very easy, like, when you have a panel like that. I was selected for most of 10 years before, like, up to last year, and we might have 16 or 17, you know. But this year, like, we had the great panel, and you had no worries about taking off a fella because you had a fella just as good in the line. There was a few maybe young, all right, like, that's why we were maybe a bit slow on making a move, like. But I'm delighted for the boys and delighted for the club, like, because they really deserve it the way they put it in, you know.
You were mentioning the young lads, Joe, and I'll bring you in here for this one, Sean. You play a county minor semi-final on Thursday night.
That's right.
And you're on the crest of a wave now. Are you going to beat Kilfinnan, Patrick?
Well, I haven't seen Patrick play. They're supposed to be very good, but I've no doubt, like, if they're beaten, to be without a great try, like, you know, because them young fellas have great heart. After winning the West final, I think I counted 13 of them underage next year, you know, which is a great thing, and there is great prospects for them, like, well and good. If they're beaten, they'll be back again next year, you know. So I think, like, the team that will beat them will be a good team on Thursday night.
Sean, it is a good sign for the club anyway.
It's a great sign for the club, and that's what excites me about this intermediate team, is that we have so many young players, and we had so many young players in the sub who could equally take their place there tonight if needed. So the prospects are far brighter now than they were when we won the junior, because we were a team that time that didn't have any replacements, and I see the club moving on to great things from here, and maybe in 2 or 3 years we might be talking on the night of a county final in the same way as we're talking tonight.
Well, on that note, children, thanks very much for talking to me. Well, at a now empty Newcastle West, and this the 21st of August 88. The first intermediate champions have been crowned, and the team to take home the Michael Fox Memorial Cup are Feohanagh. After a poor pack display, and none more so than Tommy Quaid, I suppose you could name them all out, to be fair. Pat Grady, that half-back line of Pat Grady, John Flanagan and Jack Noonan really did the business as well. Feohanagh are county intermediate champions. As I say, I was talking to Pat O'Donnell there a while ago, I mentioned that last January or February I was talking to him, and he was a very disappointed man indeed that Feohanagh were put back to intermediate ranks. Well, tonight they've won their spurs, and they'll be playing in the senior championship next year, and who knows, maybe in 2 or 3 years time we'll be talking about a county senior championship for Feohanagh. But from this, a now empty Newcastle West, it's goodbye for me with Feohanagh winners of the county intermediate title by just 1 goal. Is that high?
No, John, what's the...
It was Angel. You should turn off the water,